Welcome to Game Woven, a collaborative storytelling collective building a world one game at a time. This week, we will be playing For the Queen by Alex Roberts. If you like what we do here and want to get involved, follow us on Twitter at GameWoven, where you can join our Discord and check out our Patreon at patreon.com/GameWoven. Previously on the Game Woven podcast. Far to the south, amid the pungent perfume of composting fruit, lies the kingdom of Ernette. As the Undying Empire begins to encroach upon her realm, Ernette's warrior queen travels north along with the four people closest to her, each of whom love her. Her favorite general has been by her side since childhood, raising her on tales of glory and applesauce. The silver-tongued Celine is her closest advisor, trusted to manage the affairs of state. Affairs of a personal nature, however, are placed in the care of Sir Perrin, who served her late parents so well. As did Karen, their face necrotically maimed, for which they were given the honor of bearing the Queen's scroll of lineage. It is a burden he bears alongside the truth Sir Perrin shared with him. The Queen had her own parents killed. And together they journey north into the Undying Empire, none quite ready to ask the inevitable question. When the Queen is under attack, will I defend her? Oh, and she likes ducks, and ducks like her. That didn't fit the tone of the intro because it sounds like a joke, but it's actually true. Dylan?
Yes?
When was the last time the Queen showed you real kindness?
The day after she told me the truth about what happened to her parents. I guess she knew that that secret was bigger than all of the other ones I carried. And I think I didn't hide very well my disdain for that choice. And so, while she didn't offer me a seat in the court, she did send a fine meal to my chambers the next morning and a note with her actual seal on it from her in her handwriting. Not one of her chambermaids, not a soldier, her pen. It wasn't much, just said thank you for your service and that she would see me on the journey, but that was more than I ever got before. So I thought it was very kind.
So, potential curveball.
Okay,
You might hate me for this.
get it.
I think General Constantine, who has spent so much time with our queen, we've yet to name, we'll get there. But I think he's gotten pretty good at mimicking her handwriting. So I think maybe, let's say Malcolm Constantine. Constantine's the last name. Malcolm Constantine. General Malcolm. Yeah, that's a good name. I like that name. Sure. You don't know it, but he's the one that sent that letter. And since then, he's not exactly friendly, but he is just kind of check in every now and again, you know, making sure you're keeping those secrets. Though he doesn't say it. If that's fine.
No, it's great.
You can keep the actual kindness if you want that to just stay that.
No. I think that Sir Perrin holds to that kindness for quite a while and believes in it wholeheartedly for a very long time, even though Constantine is basically becoming more of a shadow each day. It's all right, because of that note.
Well, all right then. Why did it have to make it sadder?
That's what I'm here for.
Oh, okay. You think of someone in this retinue as the queen's favorite. Who? What makes you think this? I think we just talked about that. It might be Sir Perrin, because she tells Sir Perrin all of her secrets. Some of the ones even I don't know. Me, the one who practically raised her. The one who was willing to kill for her. Yeah, I definitely think Constantine is wary of Perrin, not just because you know all the secrets, because you're the queen's favorite. And, maybe I just don't think you're good enough for her.
This feels a little weird.
Uh-oh.
I would love to hear the general confiding that to Celine, because that feels like a conversation that would happen.
I do like that. I would also love to hear that if you're up for it.
Yeah. Oh, no. Since we're traveling, and this might be one of the times we have to, rough it in the woods, or, by a campfire, maybe. Most are asleep. I'm awake on watch, and maybe Celine's also awake for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Celine, grab a seat. It's been a while since we just talked.
Yeah, it's normally not without reason, so I suppose there's something that's concerning you?
Yes, it's, Sir Perrin. What do you think of him?
I think he does good work.
Yes, but what of him as a person? Is he trustworthy?
The Queen seems to put a fair amount of trust into them.
Yes, the Queen does seem to think highly of Sir Perrin. But do you think she can make such a rash decision?
I have had more than one conversation with the Queen about the state of Sir Perrin, and my opinions do not do enough to dissuade her. But I feel Perrin may be a threat to the Queen.
So we agree.
Yeah. I try to keep my personal feelings out of the Queen's affairs. It is my job, after all. But I don't know. Something about Sir Perrin just... I'm normally not one to be wrong on a hunch is all.
I've learned to trust my gut as well over time. And I think the Queen would forgive us if we were to make a decision without discussing it with her first.
I don't think the Queen would take too kindly to that, actually. One thing I've noticed in all of my advising is the amount of times where we've had to cut a session short for her to go converse with Sir Perrin. And have I voiced my disdain or my distrust enough times that the Queen would be worried if something were to happen? Probably. So, all we can do is wait and see what happens.
And we shall wait.
Let's just hope the Queen realizes it faster than she currently is.
And see. Watching Dylan's reaction.
I'm just a fly on the wall, baby. That's all.
Is the royal advisor a little bit of a hater? Yes.
Mhm.
It's her job.
Okay, with that. Dare, I got another little prompt for you, Dare.
Mhm.
Oh, there is someone else in this retinue you love, besides the Queen. How and why are you keeping it a secret?
Oh, I have
Oh
so
my
many
God,
angles I
something
could take this from.
You do.
Oh, this is the good.
It does not matter what you say. I love the answer.
Oh, I know it. I know the messiest answer.
Oh my God.
It's Sir Perrin.
It is Sir Perrin.
Yes.
Oh my god, do it.
As this is a audio medium, I wanted to make it clear to the audience there was a whole lot of fist pumping.
Yeah.
I think the reason why I'm keeping a secret is it's unprofessional, ultimately, but my feelings are already torn between my love of the Queen as well, and I will not be able to do my job correctly if I am too busy agonizing over both of the people that I'm in love with, conversing and talking without me interrupting my sessions with the Queen to go talk to each other. That does not produce good work for me. I'm keeping a secret because I'm the royal advisor. I have a very tightly bound book that I keep all of my notes that are confidential by law. I'm allowed to indulge myself and write about how much I notice Sir Perrin, just as much as I notice the Queen. These are for my eyes only. And it's not easy. It is so painful to see the two people you are in love with without you. But I'm an advisor, and my duty is to the country first, and my feelings second.
I have a question for you, Dare.
Yeah.
Because you have sort of, now we know, manifested this feeling as a sort of distrust for Sir Perrin's relationship with the Queen. Has there ever been a time where you've let Sir Perrin see that distrust?
Part of me says I'm very good at keeping a very tight expression.
Mm-hmm.
If you were to notice it, you would have to be noticing my mannerisms pretty, consistently. To know the ways that the exact tones and the exact way I raise my eyebrows that are more than just my job.
Okay. So Sir Perrin is totally unaware either way.
Perfect.
Okay.
Amazing. Hey, this is a great game. I love this game. Hey, Alex Roberts, thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you've given me so much joy over the years.
This sparks joy.
So much type 2 fun that you've provided me over the years. I appreciate you for that.
This is my first game from Alex Roberts. I do not know their pronouns, so I don't want to say the wrong one. But I am definitely gonna Google them after this.
Yeah.
Okay, Rob. I keep saying your name weirder and weirder every time. What do you do for the Queen that anyone else can do? And why does she make you do it?
I was actually just thinking about this because we've established Sir Perrin, not the most observant, maybe, about some things. I think I am the person that the Queen sends to, greet and walk through the castle. Because, first of all, it's a status move. I'm not sending my advisor or my general, I'm sending the scroll bearer. But also, I think that as someone who very much not from the world of courtly politics, Karen is a lot better at reading people. And is the person that when they finish greeting the new person, this delegate from the other land and comes back to the Queen, is like, they are lying out their teeth, or this person is so vapid, nothing they say matters. And since the Queen's parents were still in charge, has been the person to just sit and observe and then say what they saw.
Cool. I do want to shoot a question your way, though.
Yeah.
That was just multiple scroll bearers. Do you think the scrolls are magic, or are they just you just big old scroll that you manually write in?
I feel like the mundanity of it, right? Because in that there's that kind of flex of wealth where you do something in the most difficult way possible to show you can, right? Like, it'd be really easy to magically inscribe a scroll with all this, but it's much more expensive, much more prestigious. It means a lot more to have someone transcribe it.
Yeah, it's the difference between like getting like handmade, like hand sewn clothing or whatever. It's like, okay, yeah, no, okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's not magically protected. It's not magically made. It is a massive piece of paper, and that is it. And that is part of the like mystique of it.
I dig that a lot.
Oh, thanks.
Okay. Dylan. Lovely Dylan.
Yes. Hello.
Oh no. You get the best ones. You saw the queen do something terrible to keep the retinue safe. What was it? Did you come to respect her more or less afterward? Tell us about this war crime, Dylan.
It was late or early, depending on your concept of time. We had stopped for a rest, and we were supposed to be keeping watch while she slept. But I messed up. I fell asleep. I was too tired, and I had too many thoughts in my head, and I was not even thinking of her, because I was still angry, to be totally honest. And so I fell asleep, and I woke up to the sound of her bow, which has been for show for a couple of years. I'm glad I was the first one to wake up, though. That woman was not undead. It was just too early, and the light was not right, and it's been a long time since the queen had to fight anyone like that. She didn't know. I am confident that she didn't know. She thought it was undead. She was protecting all of us. That's the end of it. We're not telling anyone.
Whew. Okay. I just want to let that one breathe. Okay. So I got a prompt for me. There is a false rumor about you and the queen back at the royal court. What is it, and how did it start? We're so different in age. It's not going to be a romance scandal or anything. At least I hope not. There's murders we could have plotted. Oh. I got one. So, rumor has it that the previous queen and I, we were very close. Something even really close. There's just like dumb, visible things that make me and the queen look a little similar, you know? But there's like, it's unfounded. There's no proof. And I definitely don't believe it. No, I never bothered to confirm or deny. But, you know, she's like my daughter, okay? It's different.
You can copy her handwriting almost exactly.
I can do that, yeah.
Well enough to trick me. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but, yeah, you know, unfounded rumor.
Delicious.
Anyway, hey, Dare. So the queen is not your queen. Why do you serve her anyway?
I think when I was young, I traveled here with my family from somewhere far off seeking something better. And I think my family were still loyal to whoever we previously were under. And when we first got here, there was fighting. I think we weren't the only family that came here at the same time. And there was fighting about that. And I think upon seeing her in battle, knew that she was someone who was willing to fight for her people. And that inspired me to want to not only serve her, but join her retinue and help her do her job as best as she can.
Love that. Been long enough. I think we should take this opportunity to maybe name the queen.
Yeah.
I have had a baby name site open for a good chunk of time. I am thinking Blythe. I just like it. No particular reason. If you don't like it, other options are totally awesome.
Like Blythe.
Blythe. I love that name. Also, I have a friend named Blythe.
Shout out to our Blythes in the chat.
You beat me to it. Shout out to Blythe.
Shout out to Blythe.
I like Blythe.
That's a very sweet name.
Sweet name for a great person. Just the best.
You're a complicated lady.
Rab. Oh no. Okay. So Rob, you arranged for the queen to be ambushed on this journey. What did they offer you?
The timing of her parents' death was very specific. You understand. The Undying Empire is a very large, very archaic place, and it prefers to have people bend the knee and become part of that structure, right? War is taxing and expensive and messy, and fealty is so much easier. And, well, our parents were ready. The documents were signed. The arrangements were set. This kingdom would have been as it was. Some taxes to a new higher ruler, a few people sent to become part of the Undying regime. Is that so bad? Looking in the mirror, seeing my own face, conversations, these Undying Empire people, they seem so reasonable. Why have we been fighting all this time?
So I gotta ask,
Yeah,
Rob, are you like a vampire's thrall? Is that what's happening here?
you tell me.
I think you're a vampire's thrall, Rob. That might be it, yeah. That might be what's up.
We really should have investigated why your face never healed. That
Might have been good.
we should
Yeah.
have. We
you
should have
know?
looked into it a bit. We
Hey.
did just say, "Huh, I guess that's what happens."
Well, vampire stuff. Who understands those guys?
Who even knows?
I definitely feel like I wasn't always. I feel like definitely I was loyal. Was.
What if it's that we're getting closer in proximity
Oh.
to that undead magic that rests in the wound on your face?
I like that.
Hmm.
So as we get closer to the Undead Empire, the more and more you question your loyalty. Ooh.
Yeah.
I love it.
Incredible.
Tastes like apple sauce.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Dylan,
Yes.
you saved the queen's life once. How?
The ambush on this journey. I didn't know where it came from. I certainly didn't know who could have known what path we were taking. But while the first one was not undead, that was an accident. The second people we came across, they were. And they surprised us, and I don't understand how they could have surprised us. I threw myself across her and got myself a scar. One that's not unlike Karen's. But we killed them. Or at least me and Constantine killed many of them. Celeste, I think I saw fighting one off. Karen, I could have sworn I saw him just standing there. But we killed them. Any less.
So, the wound you got,
Mhm.
I think there's two options here for what kind of wound it was.
Yeah.
Someone there was a vampire and you were bitten, or someone there was wielding some kind of bronze weaponry.
I think it is not like a bite. It is like a weapon. It's like a slash, but the wound does necrotize. Like it's
Yes.
that. It's like a magic like energy that causes this damage. It's not on my face in the same position. It's like down my neck, but it looks kind of the same where you can like see a little bit through to the flesh, and it like stays in that halfway healed state of being as we travel on.
Okay. Yeah, I think in that case, that scar does linger. And if Perrin makes it to one day be a parent, you might even notice that scar lingers on in the same spot on your children and your children's children, but we'll see.
Okay. Okay. We'll see indeed.
We love the brazen here.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Oh no, that my turn again?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh, the queen lights a fire in you. What is it?
I mean, does the queen think if this was an inside job?
Ooh, that's a good question. If we think she would think that. No, I don't think she thinks it's an inside job, because I think that she thinks she has all of our undying loyalty. Who here would even possibly consider the foolish act of betraying her? So, I think the thing that grabs Constantine's attention is that even though we're pretty sure this ambush was by the Undying Empire, we're still going. She refuses to be scared off from our goal of getting aid from them, because the main thing of this is that wherever we're going, we want help from them to stop something. Probably a war, maybe with other neighbors aside from the Undying Empire. Maybe we have some kind of necrotic issue that their necromancers may be able to fix. But either way, we need to get to them to help her people. And no matter how violent she might be, she still loves her people. So above all else, we need to get them help. So I think that like reignites my fervor to help her on this journey and get her there safely. And by whatever means.
I like that.
Yes, let's go. It's for the ducks. Dare, you suspect this journey isn't just about diplomatic negotiations. What else do you believe is going on and why?
This isn't about diplomacy because the queen is here. Normally, if this is about diplomacy, it's just me. This is about sending a message to the Undying Empire. And I'm here to smooth over anything so it doesn't turn into an all-out bloodbath. And I don't know on which side would win that war, and I quite frankly don't want to find out. But the queen has always been ambitious and very proud of herself. And I'm afraid of what that means for everyone.
Okay. All right. You know, when Blythe isn't being the worst, I love Blythe.
I do love her sometimes.
I think I love her more the most.
I think that that's true.
Oh, hey Rob, we got a question for you.
Yeah.
Though we already have part of the answer to this. What brings out the queen's kindness other than ducks?
She surrounded herself with a lot of people like me and who make these harsh judgments. And she makes them as well. But I think that feeling of being challenged, because to challenge someone you have to respect what their position is, you have to understand them to some degree, right? She doesn't want to be questioned in front of other people, but I think for her kindness is bit of honesty and truth in a weird way. It's maybe cherry picked, but there's a give and take there that you can't have with someone who doesn't respect and know and love you.
So, Dylan,
Yeah.
ooh, what did you bring with you that endangers the queen?
Me. If I'm being honest with anyone here, I think Karen probably knows by now. I don't know if anyone else does, but knowing what she did to the king and queen that I swore myself to, that we all did, I thought I could get over it, but something along the way, something burns like this scar on my neck burns and wants her to pay. I thought I had let it go, but it is getting harder to ignore. I almost ask Karen if he feels it too, but I think it's safer for us both if we don't ever answer that question.
Okay. And now I think with that, it is time for the final question of for the queen, which is always the same one.
Okay.
The queen is under attack. Do you defend her? We all answer this one.
I think that my wound was fresher than yours. But when the queen was under attack, I felt the instinct in me to join them, and then I saw it in your eyes first. And I didn't want you to go out like that. So I fought everything, and I grabbed you and ran. Not far, just far enough. The attack is behind us. I throw you against the first tree I see, and I say, and I pull the collar of my shirt back to show that as we've gotten closer to the city, the scar has grown and necrotized more, and it is not the way that it would have been if we were in the city, that yours on your face is grown. We don't do this. This isn't the end for us. We go far. From here, from this city, from our city, we find some place where the magic that's on us right now doesn't touch, and we just start over. There. That's what happens. Okay? That's what happens.
Karen's hand kind of pushes a bit of hair out of your face. Karen, I've wanted. And then we hear a set of footsteps, and dressed in far more filigreed armor than is necessary, we see a higher officer, a full-blooded vampire, step out. And almost switching our positions, Karen will push Sir Perrin away, out of view, as the sentence falls from his mouth, and the look in his eyes goes blank, and he just says, I serve the Empire.
In that last moment before you go blank, the muffled sound of Sir Perrin repeating and describing this life in the countryside, this bed and breakfast, in like a desperate attempt to just paint one final memory of something different than this before his jaw falls slack as well.
I think Constantine always knew that this is how he would go, defending his queen. But I think instead of prioritizing dying with glory, he does prioritize helping Blythe escape along with Celine. If Celine is still here with us, or is, which Constantine assumes Celine would do anything for Blythe, because he's seen the looks. He's always known. And if you had to pick someone between Perrin and Celine, his vote goes to Celine. But he stands in like a doorway, being one person just blocking the whole way, and he doesn't say much of anything. He just looks at Celine and nods, hoping they understand.
I do. I defend the queen with my life. I am not a fighter by trade, but I have 2 daggers and a lifetime of magic, and that's enough. My purpose is getting her to safety, and I know we lost today's fight, but we will defend those. We will honor and avenge those we've lost. But all that matters today is getting back home. And I will be her guide. For once, I will follow, or I will walk ahead of her.
So, I think that you do successfully escape.
Can I throw a little something?
Oh, yes, Rob.
I wanted to make it contingent on one question.
Okay.
Constantine,
Mm-hmm.
when Sir Perrin and Karen are the people you have to kill in that doorway, do you think you can do it? Or do you hesitate just long enough for their mindless bodies to kill you first?
My question that I want to add to Rob's question to add more pain is that when Celine is met with the animated body of Sir Perrin, how does she cope? And is she able to attack without falter?
I think Constantine does his best to take that decision away from Celine and just block the whole doorway and force her to run and keep Blythe safe. At least that's what his goal. If you have something else you want to do, obviously you can tell him to go fuck himself.
I think there's a part of me that's always known that there was a chance that something could have... I would have had to make a choice between Sir Perrin and Blythe. And I think there's a part of me that I have always prepared for this contingency. And with tears in my eyes, I think there's a soft utterance of a well-wishing of safe travels for Sir Perrin before I do what needs to be done.
Just to clarify, you specifically pray for safe travel.
Yeah.
Ooh. So, for our guests here, you may not know, the Undying Empire, there is a god we have established, the goddess of travel. So if you guys think that would have any effect on the outcomes of things, please speak up now, or forever hold your peace.
I think that just in like a flash, as Sir Perrin dies, the light comes back to his eyes and he's just barely able to make out, "Thank you. Good Karen," and is out.
I think I need to then leave it into Constantine's hands. What happens to Karen?
Oh, you're right. Oh, you're correct.
Although, I will say, I think the undead controlled tactics is I don't take out my shield. I hold the scroll out in front of you so that you have to slash it.
So, I think the sadder ending for Perrin, I think, here. Perrin does not die, but Perrin does witness the death of Karen. With the blessing of the Traveler God, you are given your freedom just long enough to see Constantine and Karen with the words, "For the Queen." And I think that prayer was earnest enough. I think you might even survive this encounter and escape. But you have to live with this. You take this event with you on all of your travels, wherever you may go.
I only have one place to go. Countryside.
I mean, Aaron had an estate ready, just never got to retire.
Though I do think, on your way out, I do think you get a killing blow on Constantine, perhaps.
No, thanks.
Incredible.
Amazing. And I think with that, listeners, we come to the end of our adventure this evening. I hope you all enjoyed For the Queen.
Mm,
Did you guys have fun?
play it.
Play
Play
this
it.
game, please.
This game is always incredible.
And
It's
there's
always a
so
great
many
time.
hacks of it in different settings and stuff. They're
True.
all
True.
so good. Yeah.
I'm gonna recommend just out loud For the Queers,
For the
the very queer
Yes.
one, done by my
Yes.
friend CJ Scholastic Dragon.
Oh, I love Scholastic Dragon. CJ is the best. Yeah, that is a good one.
Wait, no. I think I've talked to them like once, maybe. There's a lot of names on Twitter. I get everyone confused.
Yeah, there's a lot of handles to memorize.
So
yeah.
many people.
hmm
You know what? Two places you should also go? SuperDylan.com and Dare to Dream RPG on itch.io
Yes,
for
you
some
should.
also incredible games that, we love indie games on this podcast.
Yeah.
We do. It's true.
Dare makes
Who's to
some of the
say?
most beautiful games you will ever play. Dare's games are meant to be played with people you love. You gotta play Dare's games with people who just make your heart feel warm. And it's so worth your time. I cannot recommend her games enough. I will never ever shut up about them.
Yes.
Yeah, go play her games.
I was going
Yes,
to say,
yes.
Dylan's games, they're so incredible and there's so many. And like the creativity for all of the like game jams and like quick, hey, here's a one pager I made. That amount of creativity is boundless. And I am in awe every day.
We love to see this.
Yes.
It was so great having both of our guests here. It was great having Rob too, but I see him a lot.
It's
I love that.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for listening to Game Woven. Please give us a follow on Twitter @GameWoven, join the Discord, support us on Patreon, and consider leaving us a review on Apple, Spotify, or whatever host you normally use. This week's episode featured Rob @RobbieRolling on Twitter, Dylan @SuperDylan on Twitter, that's SuperDillin, Dare @Dare2DreamRPG, that's DARE, the number 2, DREAM RPG. And finally, myself, Lex Olden, @CallMeThey on Twitter. That is call_me_they. Thanks for listening.